and welcome back to the Nutmeg. What we're going to do today is right here on track 2. We're going to pick up a couple of boxcars, head those on over to the spur for Zine and Walter's Grain and Feed, or Feed and Grain, however you want to say it. And then we are going to do some pickups on LF Powers right across the main line on the backdrop here in this scene. So we're going to pull all the cars out of there and then drop off 2 tank cars, and then that's going to be us done for today. But let's get these box cars down here. You can see Walter's Feed and Grain on the left-hand side of the screen here, the storefront portion of it. And we've currently got 1 car sitting at Walter's, none at Zine, so we've got 1 pickup and 2 drop-offs on the spur. And we're going to pause here to realign the turnout down into the spur. At some point, there we go. And we can see that red CP car here in the foreground at Walter's. That's the one that we're going to be picking up. And the factory building for the Zine is in is still pink foam. But I've got an idea that I want to make that into like a sawtooth roof, which I don't necessarily know. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know that there's any models out there, so I think that thing's going to be pretty much scratch built, which is a daunting task, which is why no moves have been made as of yet. So, and then also I need to be painting the backdrop, the curved pink foam along the back wall. That all gets painted green and covered with some foliage and all that sort of stuff. So, and honestly, just the shape has helped close in the layout a little bit and make it a little bit more real, quote unquote, if you can use that term. But it's going to go a long way when it's actually green. So I might do that this weekend. Got a 3-day weekend. Hopefully you do too. Easter weekend. Start painting everything green for summer because it's springtime now. And while I'm excited for the warm weather, that means we're going to be winding down here on the Nutmeg until the fall. Anyway, so here we can see this green boxcar. It doesn't actually have any road numbers or anything. I do have it written down on my switch list as being numbered. So I'm going to have to add some of those numbers in. But for right now, we're just going to imagine that it does have the road numbers, and there's no funny business going on right now, even though there is. I have that 1 car listed as GMTX 6407 on the switch list. So I'll have to get those on there, and given the old paint scheme that's on the side of it, obviously I've got to kind of heavily weather it and make it look old. So I might wait on the numbering until I get the weathering done, simply because GMTX would have simply repatched it after it became all rusty and everything, and then they would have patched it out, put their numbers on it, kind of a stencil quick job, until it got fully repainted. and then renumbered properly. But in the interim, it's kind of where I want to catch this one, is in the interim, just as GMTX has taken over ownership of the car, and before they've gone through and really kind of done this car up. So right now I've got to weather it so that it's all rusty and is the paint's fading and chipping off of there. So Ashley Drew and Northern is something that was, I think it was from the 80s or something. And obviously we're almost 40 years later, at the beginning of the 2000s. 30 years later. So there's a little bit of life left in this car, but not too terribly much. So maybe GMTX won't even paint it later on. But in any case, drop that off at Walters, and now we're just going to drop this high cube 60 footer at Zine. You can tell that I'm having a little bit of difficulty with this NMG 1300 Gensett. It's not the model itself, it's the decoder, and for some reason it just simply does not have the low end that I know that the model can have. So and the fine tuning of the lower end and slower speeds is just not where it's at. This has a Digitrax decoder in it, which I have other locomotives with Digitrax in them as well, and they kind of do similar stuff. But then I've put in Soundtrax decoders, and they've been much more responsive on the lower ends. So it makes things a little bit more pleasurable for me. That's just my experience. I don't mean to be knocking Digitrax, so I'm sorry if I've offended you, but that's just my mileage. So let's pick up this boxcar, shove it down to the yard, and before we park it on the departure track, we're actually going to use it as a buffer car to pick up those tank cars across the main line. And the reason why we're going to do that is because we want to, when we're building our outbound train, we want to make sure that we've got the tank cars kind of in the middle, so that wherever they're delivered, you don't need to have a locomotive grab a specific buffer car in order to shuffle those around. We're kind of looking at the next step for the next railroad to handle these, and kind of doing them a solid. So let's get across the road and then across the main line, grab 4 tank cars, and then shove those down onto track 3, where we've got our outbound cars getting assembled. You can see here on track 1 where we've got the Thug Boat shoving platform there in front of a couple of tank cars. During our sorting session, we set that up for future success here. So the idea was to kind of set it up so that we could do what we're doing right now, grab this full cut of 4 tank cars with this boxcar, clear out that track, and then all we've got to do is cut off on track 3, hop over to track 1 with just the locomotive, grab the shoving platform and the tank cars, and then that's it, right? So a little bit of forethought really begins to kind of decrease the amount of maneuvers you've got to do, and that's what we tried to do. And in this particular case, it paid off. In the past, I've tried to think ahead, like 10 steps, and I've gotten the shoving platform entirely on the wrong end of the track, or wrong end of the train, and had to correct that in the next video, if you remember that from a couple of weeks ago. But I got it right this time, so small victories. Got to shove this cut of cars back far enough so that I'm not fouling the track for the shoving platforms. Get it past the yellow tie there, and that's about right. So we can cut it loose here, and then get over to deliver those 2 tank cars to the LF Powers, and then we're going to be about done for the day. So we've got about 4 minutes left. Slow action on the railroad in the yard, you know, keeping the miles per hour down. It's all for safety. But we'll be finished up soon enough. And then in the next video, we're gonna have those 3 slurry cars on track 1 that we're gonna have to shove over into the storage track, and set that up, and then take the train or the cut of cars that are outbound, take those down. But I think we're switching things up a little bit, and we're gonna film a delivery of new cars, and then take the old cars out in the same video. So kind of filming the the end of a turn, I suppose. So I'm going to make a slight correction because I know that I don't need this shoving platform on this end of the slurry cars because I've already got a shoving platform on the front end of this cut of cars that I'm assembling on the storage track. So I was a little confused while I'm voicing this over, watching what the heck I was doing. So I had to jump ahead and watch some of my videos of, or the clips for the next video. And I've actually got a surprise pickup that I've got to do down on the lead to my spur for Walters. So I've got to pick up a couple of tank cars over there, and that's what that's for. So I didn't screw up. We'll be covering that in the next video, and we will see you back here for that one, and hopefully you're having a good Easter weekend. See you soon. Thank you.